What's up, guys? Welcome to Diggity, a video game podcast. I didn't blow the mic up that time.
You didn't peg out the mic. Holy shit.
No, Brody's probably just stunned right now.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Little bit.
What's up, guys? Episode number 207 of Diggity, a video game podcast. 207, dude. That means
Crazy.
we're almost at 208.
That is exactly
Facts.
what that means. Yes.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it? For those of us joining us for the first time, whether it's on the audio version or the video version of the podcast, you can find us every single week, coming to you live on YouTube and Twitch now, every Thursday at 9:30 Eastern Time. And you can catch the audio version of the podcast live every Friday morning at the butt crack of dawn for your morning commute, because it sounds like we are getting back to normal life, baby. Let's go. Choo-choo.
Hey.
All aboard the normal life again that nobody liked to begin with, but yay, we're going back, baby. We got it.
Normal life looks very good right now, which is kind of depressing in itself.
Yeah, absolutely depressing in itself. But so we're headed back to that. So thank you to those who are tuning back in. Thank you to those who listen to the audio version of the podcast as well. And if you can, leave us a review and spread the word about our podcast, because every single week, Brody and I discuss gaming news from around the interwebs. Give our take. We're pretty blunt people, but we have fun doing it, so that's all that matters. And you can join us, like I said, every week. It's a good time. Good times here. Good times. Only good times. Only good vibes. Only good times. So with that, Brody, do you or actually, what have you been playing? More importantly,
So I kind of a crazy week, but I did get to play a little bit of Nier Replicant. I didn't get to play nearly as much of it as I wanted to. I played a little bit of Overwatch, just enough to finish up getting that Mercy skin that I wanted so badly. And I played a little bit of Monster Hunter Rise. Also not as much as I would have liked to.
Mm-hmm.
My kids' sports have started back up, so weeknights are a little busy right now. But I did get a little bit of time. God, man, Monster Hunter Rise is just so good. So good. As well as that Mercy skin. That Mercy skin's awesome, and I'm bummed you didn't get it, even though you never play Mercy. So
I'm bummed myself.
Really
I would have just liked to have it, to collect it, but
right.
I am bummed at myself. Couldn't get it. I have this stupid stuff at work, projects, people leaving, and then projects are almost at the end of their thing, and people are just all over the place. My week's been crazy.
I had opened so many of the archives chests that I got from playing and stuff, and I didn't get the other Mercy skin that I wanted, the normal archives one.
What?
So I ended up using the credits I had and bought it.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
You got it. I mean, that's all that counts, right? That's all that matters.
Right. I had to buy it before the event ended, so
yeah.
But Nier Replicant, Nier Replicant is pretty good. I'm enjoying it so far. There's some elements of definitely it being an older game, right? But
Sure.
From what I have played so far, I thoroughly enjoy it, and I'm invested for the story, if nothing else, because everybody says the story is incredible. So I'm along for the ride, man, and just chugging along.
I'm here for the ride.
I think I've played about 2 hours of it so far. So
Okay.
I'm not very far at all, but we're getting there.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Yeah. What have you been playing?
Boy, I've been playing a little Hearthstone on the iPad. I've been perusing actually Apple Arcade a little bit here and there. It's kind of fascinating. Some of the stuff on there. I actually enjoy it. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing hardcore. What else did I touch? Are we allowed to talk about side projects?
Sure.
I look at it as a game, but I've been starting to play, play the game of trying to mine some chia coin.
Nice.
Chia.
I actually forgot to mention one game that we played, or that I played. It was called Buster's Quest: Trials of Hamsterdam.
Yeah.
And we actually had a developer named Indie Remix reach out to us and ask us to do a video or some gameplay for it. And so I combined both of them, did a gameplay review of it. And honestly, the game's great. It's like a kind of like an SNES era, like puzzle game. And it's fantastic. And it is way harder than I expected in certain areas. I played through level 10. It took me about a half an hour to get to level 10, and there's over 150 different levels. So very, Very, very good game. I really enjoy what I have played of it so far, and I definitely plan on going back to it. It's not just a play it for the video and then be done with it. I'll definitely return. So
Sweet.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. But
No, that's fine. Yeah, you got to get that in there. Yeah.
And it's on YouTube, so you should go watch it like now. Not now. Watch this now.
wait, no.
Hang on. Wait. Watch it later.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Well, with that, do you want to hit with the upcoming games before we jump into news?
Yeah. So April 30th, today, as this releases, new Pokemon Snap is coming to Switch, and Returnal is coming to PS5, both of which are getting like an average of 80-ish on Metacritic. So
how do you go wrong with Pokemon Snap, right?
Yeah, I'll circle back to that. April 4th, The Colonist is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, and Dark Knights with Poe and Munro is coming to PS4 and Xbox One. And April 6th, Demio is coming to PC VR, and High Risers is coming to PC. So, I remember playing Pokemon Snap as a kid on the N64.
Yeah.
There is nothing about this game that interests me now.
Oh, what?
I don't know, man. It's something about it, like just taking pictures on rails. Doesn't sound very fun to me. I'm sorry.
It's an off the rails adventure on the rails.
Right. I don't know. I can't. I'm not gonna play it. At least not now. My kids haven't even really showed all that much interest into it. They might
really
have a little bit, but not much.
In a world where you could be anything and do anything in video games now with very little need for your own imagination. It can be fulfilled just on the screen itself. They don't want to just take photos of stuff.
That's kind of where I come from on this. I feel like this is very much a product of the era that it comes from.
I mean, I think it's just for fans.
It's definitely a nostalgia trip, and
how much is it?
I think it's a full pop game.
I'll look that up. I'll go to Google machine while you
It's definitely a full pop game. Yeah, I'm not too surprised that our buddy Ed is hyped for Snap. Oh, okay. He said he's never played it on N64, so he's interested in playing it. Okay, fair enough. I remember it from N64. In fact, I'm pretty sure I still have it for N64.
Yeah, $60. You're right.
Yeah, it's $60, but
new Pokemon Snap.
That's right. I'm happy people are happy for it, but I'm probably not going to play it personally.
I can't believe they didn't do like a co-op. Both of you could sit in there and take photos stuff. You kind of battle to get the best photos.
Yeah.
But that'd be kind of
I'm sure there's some cool stuff they could do there for sure.
Yeah, but they didn't. Just a one player. I mean, I don't get it.
Me either. But yeah, what about you? Are you looking forward to anything on this list? I mean, Returnal. I know a lot of people are super hyped for Returnal. I will probably try that out at some point. But I want to get through Nier before I circle back to Returnal. And Returnal is kind of like a roguelike. So there's like playthroughs, and if you die, you start over type, procedurally generated type of deal, which is cool. And I think that could work really well. And I think it's definitely like a it seems somewhat new to this genre. I mean, Risk of Rain is kind of similar in this like roguelite version type deal, but I think this is cool, and I will probably check it out after I listen to a few people talk about it and get their opinions rather than just your normal like IGN reviews and stuff like that.
Yeah. So. I don't know fully. I mean, if there's anything I'm excited for, it would have been new Pokemon Snap, but I'm not going to buy it because I'm not going to pay full price for that. Like, this is not.
It will never go on sale, though.
I know it won't. I know it won't. Maybe in like 7 years when it's like $10 off at GameStop because someone traded it in. But yeah, I'm not interested in spending that for that kind of game. So that'd be my only thing. Moving on, we got the PS Plus games for May. So you're going to be able to get Battlefield 5. Stranded Deep, and Wreckfest, Drive Hard, Die Last. So, fair. I mean, a little lighter. The Wreckfest is an update, PS5 update, and it's free. Like the whole game, not just the update.
I highly recommend Wreckfest. I love it. It's really good
we need
game.
to play that this weekend.
Yeah. I've played a little bit on PC, but I mean, I'm not all far enough to the point where I'm like, I don't want to start over. It's really good. It's a lot of fun.
Looks like my kind of game.
A couch racing mode.
It looks like my kind of game.
Yeah. Demo everybody. It's
I'm good
absolutely
crashing
up your alley for sure.
I'm cool with Battlefield 5. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
That's nice to have.
I haven't played that game in so long at this point. But I could see myself jumping into it occasionally. Maybe we'll see. And once they expand some hard drive space here.
Oh man,
God, I need
crazy. I actually picked up a M.2.
Oh, did you?
Just a 2
in
terabyte.
Preparation?
No, it's just a 2 terabyte. It's for my chia farming.
Oh,
so it's like an enclosure, and then it goes into the enclosure. It's external, but it's cool. It's fast as shit.
Oh yeah, I would imagine.
But I am excited when they finally open that puppy up, which I'm sure we'll get an announcement at E3. Or, well, around the time of E3, right?
Right.
So, which is coming up quickly.
It is very rapidly.
You know what that means next week? All the shit post rumors are going to start flying.
Oh, yeah. Let it happen.
Oh, let's go, baby.
All of next week's episode is just going to be
shit
rumors. Hey, come to my site because I said something that has no fucking basis behind it whatsoever.
Exactly.
But come to my site.
Exactly.
Views.
Yeah.
The Xbox games with gold for May. You can get Armello, which will be available from May 1st to the 31st. Dungeons 3 from May 16th to June 15th. Lego Batman, the first one, from May 1st to the 15th. And Tropico 4 from May 16th to the 31st. It's not good. Honestly, it's not good. This is better, I think. I don't know.
Is it?
Not really. It's still not good.
Which ones are
the Armello and Dungeon 3 are going to be your Xbox One games, and Lego Batman and Tropico 4 would be your last 360 or earlier games.
I'd just like to point out that this is now the 4th Tropico that has been given for free during Games with Gold.
There you go. You got to have Tropico 1, 2, 3, and 4.
That's
all
a fact.
In one go.
All one go, and all from the 360.
I can't imagine playing Tropico on consoles enjoyable in any way, shape, or form. I've actually never even played Tropico in general, but that kind of game just doesn't seem like it would play well on a console.
You can't go wrong with Lego games.
Right. Lego Batman, cool.
Lego
Batman 2 was better. Trust me, I have like all the Lego games because I have two boys. So we played through all the Lego games at this point. But yeah. It's not bad. I think they gave away Lego Batman 2 at one point too, though, but I'm not sure. Not too
They probably did. I'll get on to something about Game Pass later on in the episode. But they probably did. Super Mario Party for the Switch just got an update. And it's a good one. It's a really good one. So the update finally allows you to play Mario Party, the main game mode, online. Who would have thunk it? My goodness. This is also like, I don't know why they didn't do this earlier, like during COVID, when everybody was
year?
like when everyone was locked in their homes and would have enjoyed, maybe using Nintendo Switch Online,
socializing in some way, shape, or form, and using their phones to talk to each other through an app that doesn't really work. Yeah,
absolutely. Party. Is that the name?
Partner Party.
No, I sound like an idiot.
Yeah, my bad.
We're gonna call it Party. It's fine. Party has also been added to online mode. This is essentially the same as standard Mario Party, but with teams instead of single player, which is awesome. I mean, that's something that people have missed because it was in older ones. The update now allows you to play 70 out of the 80 mini games online, a huge increase to the previous 10 that you could only play online before, which that doesn't sound like much of a party to me. And there are 2 ways to play online, both of which require a Nintendo Online membership. So you got Friend Match, which is exactly what it sounds like. You play Friend. And you've got a Private Match, which requires players to enter a password in order to join. So
which at that point, if you're going to give them a passcode, shouldn't you just be friends on the system anyway?
Oh, you have to have a passcode for that too.
Well, yeah, I mean, it seems kind of redundant, but okay. It would be awesome if they had like a mode where you could just match with random people, but
Come
whatever.
on now.
I'm just saying. I mean,
That's too much.
so this is pretty much I believe it is actually the first update for Super Mario Party on the Switch.
Probably the
since
only.
it launched. And probably the only, because this has been 3 years.
I don't understand how they have not caught on to the fact that Mario Party could be huge if it received DLC and updates.
I don't know either. Well, but we've talked about the same thing. If they would just release DLC for Mario Odyssey, that would be massive too, or something of that nature. I mean, Nintendo doesn't seem to prioritize any DLC, even though it brings in so much money.
Like, what I'm saying isn't crazy, right? I mean, like, you look at like Overcooked and all these other party games, and you just add little games, like 5 at a batch here, you'll get people back on their plan. And you could probably have people buying skins. Or cosmetics.
Absolutely.
You know? And like what you said, online. What a crazy theory.
Yeah, just a proper rant. I mean, the bad part about that is you are queuing up for damn near an hour-long game. So that I can see that, but I mean, you do that in like Battlefield. Battlefield games can go for 45 minutes to an hour sometimes. So it's not like it's unheard of. And if somebody's sitting down to actually play, they're probably going to play the whole thing, I would imagine. But
yeah, for sure. We got a PlayStation sales update, my guy.
yeah,
So unfortunately, you know, people don't like consoles anymore. They're just done with them because, you know,
Right.
the PS4 has now sold over 115.9 million units. Okay. And you may say,
but
okay,
what
that's
about
cool.
the PC Master Race, man?
Yeah. They can say, okay, cool. What about the PS5? Well, a measly 7.8 million units already. So much so that they can't keep up. You might have heard. You can't get one. You can't get one, bro. No surprise, but Sony does not think that the PS5 stock issues will greatly improve by the end of the year. Why? Because it prints fucking money. That's why. They're not gonna. It can't. There's no supply chain issue, bro. It's good issue, and people want it.
I also think that they really like the big retailers like your Walmart and stuff are gonna have to start putting these in stores so they're not all online and being bought up by bots and scalpers. That's the problem. That's half of the problem right there is because you can't get them in stores right now. And that would eliminate some of that. I mean, obviously you're still gonna have scalpers that are gonna pick them up, but it's not gonna be as much as you're seeing with these people that are like, I have 5,000 PS5s and you can pay $1,000 a piece for them, and you're like, okay. You know, it's once these go into retail stores, I think that is when some of this issue will slow down, at least to some extent. Obviously, there's still supply chain issues as well, but the fact that everything's being bought up by scalpers and bots and things.
Oh my god, I had reverb back on my mic for a second. It just like exploded my ears.
Yeah, I heard myself for a second.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, 7.8 million units this quickly is impressive. And this thing is on pace to make a lot of money.
Hell
Sell
yeah.
a lot of units. And as it should. It's a fantastic console.
My worry is the hard drive shortage that we're starting to see now too. Because degenerates like me are trying to mine for Chia.
Yes.
My apologies, everybody.
Way to go.
Yeah.
It's all your fault.
And it directly affects M.2 drives too, which they're going to say, you can use M.2s! And then everyone's going to go, right. I can't find one.
Well, and on top of that, I mean, graphics cards are in shortage right now, partially because of, I mean, the actual supply chain issues, but also crypto, in part, people, mining crypto. And it's like, man, this is...
Assholes mining Dogecoin.
Yeah. I don't blame them.
Dumb, dirty Doge.
I was looking into mining the other day, and I never.
God. I don't think it's worth it.
It's not barely worth it in most cases, unless you have a pretty intense setup and have been doing it for a while at this point.
Yeah,
it's hard to get into now. But on the other hand, Microsoft's claiming that stock should improve by June 2021.
Hey, neat.
So this last quarter, Microsoft's hardware sales leaped nearly 232%, despite stock issues. The company also saw a revenue increase of more than 50% for the months of January through March as compared to last year during the same time. And I think that stock is still going to suck, personally. I don't think it's going to improve all that much. I think we might see some improvement. Like I said, once these retailers open up, I think that is when we're actually going to see some improvement. But up until that point, I don't foresee it happening.
Well, there was an interesting Twitter. Jesus, I sound like an old man. There was an interesting tweet that came up on Mr. Moriarty's Twitter, who I'm a big fan of Moriarty. I think he's a great gentleman. Not to toot his horn. But he responded to something where people were basically just talking about Game Pass. Yeah. And like this morning, I don't know what happened. It's like everyone just woke up and said, "Hey, I'm just going to start talking about how I think Game Pass doesn't make money." And then Colin Moriarty was basically like, "Hey." Well, the basis was that Game Pass makes money but does not make money on the scale that it should, and it can't sustain itself in the current environment that it stands in right now, which is just a ton of capital investment, right? It's just throwing money at a bunch of shit. And so then people were like, well, what does Colin even know? Blah, 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 blah. What does he know about this? Or blah, blah, blah. And people started going off, be like, well, actually, there's blah, 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 blah users, and at $9.99 a piece, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I can calculate that they're making about $1.2 billion a month. It's like, no.
They still have to pay out to the developers that have their games on here.
Also, $1 users still.
Oh, there's a ton of them.
Yes.
There's a ton of them. And I still see people promoting that on Reddit, but it doesn't work anymore. I just tried it like 4 months ago, and it doesn't
work.
Look,
man, that's Reddit. You can't tell Reddit anything.
This is true.
But
this is very true.
For their stock in the video game side of stuff, I don't know. See, the problem is now they're going to be compared to Sony. And like the problem is they do this metric shit too. They're like, our hardware sales leap 232%. Okay, but what are your numbers? What are your unit numbers compared to your competition? You know what I mean? Like, is it comparable to 7.8 million units? Or is it much less than 7.8 million, like the PS5? I mean, I really don't understand. I guess institutional investors could go, oh my gosh, wow, I get a half chub and buy the stock. But I mean, I would definitely look further into it. I mean, that's their direct competition is Sony, right? Right. And then the other side of it too is, okay, they have services, but it works. Look at a Netflix, right? For example, Netflix is going down right now, and people constantly think, oh, it's because there's Disney Plus out and Disney Plus. It's because Netflix hasn't put up a decent fucking thing on their platform for a while.
Well, yeah.
Like a big thing, like Tiger King. Tiger King caused people to go to it and watch it, pay 1 month, and then they stuck around or they forgot about it. Okay, yeah. Disney Plus is going through the same
Witcher,
thing.
Once that season comes, or the second season comes out,
sure.
that'll bring some people back.
Yeah, the video game stuff will bring it back.
We'll be in a lull for a little bit. I mean, and that makes sense. And they also have been dumping a lot of capital into some of these projects, and some of them take off, some of them don't.
And a lot of them haven't even come out yet.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them. Yeah, it's still in development, and right. I mean they've made deals with Sony even, and their stock is still coming down. So,
but what's annoying to me with that too is that like it's because it's always a comparison, right? Immediately,
right.
With these services things, and these services go through the same stock lifespan all the time. It's they skyrocket to the moon, be on the news of how many users they have, and then they go, oh my god, look at all our users, and then they have a user dip, and people go, why was that? Well, it's because they got Disney Plus for free with Verizon for a whole year. They got it free with this for a whole year. You get it free for all of it. It's like Apple TV Plus. If you buy an Apple product, you get like 6 months of TV Plus every time you buy it. The same with Apple Arcade.
I got a year of it when I bought my iPad.
When I got my iPad, I got a year of it, and now I just got like an extra couple months for my Mac Mini, and I got like 3 months of Apple Arcade on my phone.
Right.
So what's going to happen? I'm not going to pay for Apple Arcade.
No.
Probably not going to pay for Apple TV Plus until I finish Mythic Quest, and then I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll pay for it to watch Mythic Quest, and then I'll bail.
But I do agree with Colin that I don't believe it's sustainable.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they've hyped it up enough with enough shit in there that they've made it expensive as shit to run. Now they have the benefit now where I personally think they're undercharging for the whole service.
I think the price will go up.
Oh, it has to.
It has to. It has to because they're putting all their first party games on there too. Right. So there's people that are maybe buying a month or two of Game Pass for, you figure if they're buying Game Pass Ultimate even, you have 2 months of Game Pass to maybe play through the story of Halo Infinite or something. And so there's $30 versus the $60 they could have made it at retail. So, and that's if they just buy Ultimate. If they just buy their regular Game Pass, they're only paying $10 a month. And the way they're shoehorning everything is to where basically in order to have live, you pretty much have to have Game Pass at this point, which seems kind of like an odd choice as far as from a business perspective, because they technically are making more money off the people just paying for live instead of the people that are using Game Pass as well. It's very odd, but this price eventually has to go up, and especially as they add, more studios, they add more, they have EA Play in there now. Like it's all of these little things. And, a lot of these indie developers that are on Game Pass are very happy with it. They are making good money off of their games being on Game Pass from various different interviews and stuff I've read. I just don't understand how this is entirely sustainable for them. It's very weird.
And they also have, from the cloud perspective, they have all that back-end infrastructure that they have to support when people start using it. I mean, we've went back and forth numerous times on what we think the price would be, and I don't think we'll ever fully... The problem with today's society is if they raise the price, people are going to lose their shit, which is wild to me because the value's there. I don't understand how you could lose your shit. I mean, people
does it every 6 months. So
yeah, exactly. So it's just like people need something to complain about when they can't sit there and be like, wow, I'm getting all of this shit. But
yeah, and I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot on that, because if they did, like you said, they would have a riot if they raised it to $20 for Ultimate, even though that's still a good value. But it's like I think they should have probably started at Game Pass Ultimate at $20. That way they didn't have to fight this later on. But I mean, they are seeing increased revenue and things like that. And granted, it is in a launch period of a new console, so it makes sense to some extent. But it'll be kind of interesting to see how that levels out as this generation goes on and consoles are more, you can find them easier. And now, a lot of your diehard and the people that are going to buy at full price and in the first, year of the console launch, once all those people kind of have it, your sales level out to some extent. And so it'll be interesting to see how the revenue and everything still levels out after the fact too. And I supposedly, there's been a lot of reports of like Game Pass promoting this, promoting more game sales as well. Like people that don't have Game Pass and want to play a certain game with their friend or whatever, they'll buy it. Or once a game leaves Game Pass, people will buy the game. That way they have it too. Surely it's not enough to offset the cost of running Game Pass. It seems bizarre, and I'm curious how long it's going to take for it to kind of come to a head.
Well, and also what's kind of fascinating too is they're also cutting certain revenues. Like if you take a look at this is, by the way, a new little neat thing we've got on the stream is that I can actually share pretty sweet articles like this. But the Microsoft's cutting in half the amount of money it takes from PC game sales via the Microsoft Store as of the 1st of August.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting, right? So the reduction from 30% down to 12 means more money in the developer's pocket and less in Microsoft. However, if you notice, it's via the Microsoft Store. It's not, right. I mean, because they don't control the other stuff, right? So is this finally the push we're going to see? Like after all this time of them doing some stuff, we're like, hey, we're releasing on this, and then you can play our games on this platform as well. Is this the thing of now shifting people to the store? Is I think that there's going to be this kind of like social side of things where people are going to say, well, I want the developer to have more money, I'm going to go to the Microsoft Store. Well,
and there's that. I mean, and we kind of saw that with Epic, where they were trying to do the same thing, right, when they launched the Epic Game Store. But yeah, and there's supposed to be a giant update to the PC to the Microsoft Store on PC. That's supposed to really change a lot of things, and that's supposed to be coming later this year. So we'll see. I mean, yeah, right.
The update will happen. Will it be good? Is the question.
Yeah, and that's always the question, right? You never know what.
Here's the thing, right? Will people put over function, like I said, for the feel-good aspect of I'm going to give the developer more? By the way, I'm just going to say it. It's really cool that we can share a screen now.
That is cool. That is nice. It is very nice. I like it a lot.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty interesting just to see that happen, and you can see the funnel start to take place, right? They want to pull everything in there. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see how it goes. Who knows? But, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, and we'll give you the news when it comes along as to what's happening from their metrics. They need to get a store, though. That's their one big problem. They have yet to capitalize on an e-commerce direct platform that they control 100% of. And they've looked to actively buy shit. They've definitely looked to buy Steam before. They've looked to buy Discord. Discord has continually tried to look into doing its own games and offering a store. So we'll see. We'll see. Also, Nick just said this format is beautiful. Thank you, Nick. I love you.
There's so I don't know how true this is, but it comes from gamingintel.com, and it says that VG Charts reports that the Series X/S has sold a combination of 3.94 million units worldwide. And this is as of March 21st. So we'll call it almost 4 million units. Mm-hmm. So they're a little bit behind PlayStation, but they're still sold out everywhere. So I don't know if that's a supply thing or what. I mean, obviously PlayStation killed it last generation, so I don't expect the Xbox to sell nearly as much, but 4 million units still isn't bad for this time period, considering.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. Like, take a freaking look at this right here too, right? I mean, like, despite Xbox shortages, Microsoft reports $3.6 billion in Q3 gaming revenue.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this is insane. This is crazy.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how Sony has to catch up to this in some way, shape, or form. And I don't really know, how that's going to come about, because nobody knows about PlayStation now. And
interestingly enough, I was on PS Crossroads the other day, Boss Rush.
Yeah.
PS. And they actually brought this up of PlayStation Now and how it becomes viable, and essentially the consensus there was they're gonna have to rebrand it in some way, shape, or form, and bring some new life into it, because as it stands now, it's kind of a joke to some extent. I mean, it doesn't compare to what Game Pass has been offering, and so in order to breathe that new life into it, it's going to have to be rebranded.
And both from a content perspective and technical, right? Like, didn't they just get 1080p?
Yeah, they just now got 1080p.
Like, come on.
So that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's not great.
That's a big problem. But I don't know. We'll see more as this generation starts to kind of level out to some extent, and stock is more readily available, and I think that's when things will be way more telling.
Yeah, when Target has copies of it, that's when it matters.
Right.
Until Target's got some sitting on the shelf, that means they're sold out like crazy, because usually you can walk into a Target when something is sold out everywhere else, at least here in good old Indiana, and find something pretty quick at a Target. That's kind of, I mean, I think I can safely say that's kind of both your and I's kind of like go to, like, there's probably a good chance it's available there, when like a item comes out.
A lot of times.
Yeah. So
depends. Yeah, but Target usually is probably your best bet, at least in our area, where you could actually probably go and get it, because it seems like people just forget that they sell consoles and stuff too. So it seems like that safe safe place to go and grab it. So
I thought they just sold hot dogs in Starbucks.
right.
Good God. Rumor time. So a Mandalorian game might be in the works and it could possibly be made by an Xbox studio. Okay, so first of all, what studio?
I don't know.
No, what do you think?
I'm not sure. If I had to guess, I would lean towards it being. I'm not sure. Not sure. But
Bethesda.
Oh God, I hope not. I'm sorry, but I hope not. If anybody, I would want it to be Arcane if it was going to be somebody under the Bethesda umbrella.
Okay.
But I mean, Arcane would probably do a pretty good job with it. But I don't know, man. To me, this is kind of
the
a
initiative
weird one.
Could kind of do a decent.
I think the initiative would probably do a pretty good job on it. But this was a really baseless rumor. I was going to put in like all of the news and stuff for this, and there was like some guy tweeted something and somebody replied to it and said Xbox Studio is working on a LucasArts thing. Like it had zero basis behind it whatsoever.
Like
it was my uncle works at Xbox and he's best friends with Phil Spencer.
And Phil Spencer ripped a fart and it went east and he smelled it and it said Mandalorian.
Well, and it all started because there was like some sort of a presentation and they had a Mandalorian Funko Pop behind them.
Oh my God. What?
Right. So, I mean, by that basis, if you look behind me, you could basically get any Marvel game.
Brody's making every game. Known to man.
Making all of them. Just look at it.
Oh, wait. Stop. What is that? What?
Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that.
What the hell is that? Oh my God.
Right? So, and I don't know, man. Like I said, it's rumor time. And like you said earlier, I mean, E3 is right around the corner and the rumors are just going to start flying everywhere over the next week. We've seen it time and time again. Every year this happens where it's like, hey, my uncle that's, works high up within Xbox and my cousin that's at PlayStation and his brother that's actually over at Nintendo. He's not my actual cousin. He's just my cousin's brother cousin thing.
I call him my brother.
Right. He's actually my brother. Fucking roll tide over here. But
oh my God, Brody, look.
Yeah.
Holy shit. There's going to be a Stormtrooper game.
Oh my God. Stormtrooper game. It's coming. It's coming.
Funkos, dude. Funko Pops, I guess, are literally the entire basis for a rumor. I love it. I love this season. Just shitty rumors.
It's part of it's fun, and the other part of it is just annoying from our perspective of just trying to weed through the bullshit. Because there's a lot of it. Let's be really honest here.
Bro.
There's so much bullshit, and that's aside from the normal bullshit that you see in a week. Like there's usually a lot of
every week there's some element of bullshit, but this is
some of them
accelerates.
Like this one, I enjoy throwing it out there because the thought of a Mandalorian game is kind of cool, but also terrifying at the same time because take a property that everybody loves and just absolutely probably destroy it with a game that's might not be very good. Let's be really honest. Tie-in games usually are not great. So,
I mean, most Star Wars games haven't been great.
Yeah.
There's been a ton of them, and they have not lived up.
There's been a handful of them that have been great, and a lot of them that have been mediocre.
A shit sandwich.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we dismissed that one. And then watch what's going to come out, and we're going to go, damn it.
Fucking shit. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick is taking a pay cut. So according to an extension agreement filed with the SEC, Bobby Kotick will remain the CEO of Activision Blizzard until at least March 2023. His base salary will be reduced from $1,750,000 to, to 875,000, and his annual bonus will be reduced similarly and will not be allowed to exceed 200% of his base salary. These changes were made in an effort to, and I quote, reflect shareholder feedback, incorporate market best practices, and continue to directly connect pay to performance while reducing his compensation to match the median earned by chief executive officers of peer companies, despite Activision Blizzard's strong relative performance within the industry. So this, obviously, we covered this not too long ago.
Yeah.
The big Bobby Kotick is making a shitload of money off of a stock incentive from 2016 while people are getting laid off and people were up in arms about it. And essentially we dismissed it because it's, hey, I mean, he
signed
made
a contract.
deal. He made, he signed a contract 5 years ago.
And I didn't think he thought the entire world would shut down.
Yeah, I don't
My
think,
guess.
I mean,
unless Bobby Kotick is Satan himself.
And behind COVID, I don't think he knew this was going to happen.
No. Because he would know when we would get Overwatch 2. Because he would be able to predict the future. And we still don't know that.
And now Jeff Kaplan's gone, and it's all Bobby Kotick's fault. You heard it here.
Don't worry, I saw a Funko come out the other day, so I think it's coming soon.
Funko
it's coming soon.
Of Jeff Kaplan.
He's coming back.
He's coming back. No, this was one I almost didn't put in there, but we covered the other side of it, so I figured I'd throw it in here. The dude's taking a pay cut. Granted, he's still making more money than...
A lot of Doge.
That's a lot of money, man. He's still basically going to make probably pretty close to $2 million this year after his bonuses. And that's not even including the stock that he has and everything
his options,
else. He's doing fine. He's worth like $300
I like how
million.
This doesn't... So it says his annual bonus... Okay, so that's going to be a cash bonus. It's not an options bonus. So he still probably gets options that he gets to exercise. Well. And his options are probably better than his salary that he can exercise on. And he probably got these boosted. They lowered the salary, and people are like, that's great. And 3 years from now, when he's still the CEO and he cashes out, $300 million in his exercised options because Activision just goes around and buys up a bunch of shit. People are going to be up in arms again. I'll be like, remember that time that we did that episode 207 of Diggity on April 29th, 2021, 3 years ago, and Bobby Kotick took a salary cut? Now he just made $500 million. And he made everybody feel good because he took a cut on the salary, probably exercised higher options.
Pretty much. That's exactly what it is. I'm sure he's not taking a pay cut in any way, shape, or form. It's just been moved around to where he now is probably making more money off of options than anything. I mean, the guy's worth like $300 million. He's been the CEO of Activision for like 30 years now, and Activision has been one of the highest performing developers out there and publishers for at least 20 years. It seems like eternity since gaming existed, pretty much. Yep. So I'm not surprised that this guy is just raking in cash constantly. But I mean, would I like a cut of that? Sure, why not? But it's I didn't. Sure. I also am not
Bobby.
the CEO of Activision Blizzard, so
yeah, and I can
drop my PayPal in there if somebody wants to throw.
So I also want to be clear on this too, because we'll get shit from just people.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is the world nowadays. I mean, whatever. Don't really care. But to be clear on this too, we're discussing the basis of contractual obligations of what a CEO makes. Honestly, any position makes, just like when you go and you negotiate for how much vacation time you're going to get if you're in like an entry-level position or whatever position. And we're not really talking about his performance as a CEO by his job. His performance as a CEO to shareholders is incredible. I mean, they make money hand over fist. He does what he needs to do. Now, does that work from the creative side right now? No, it doesn't. People internally don't like him. But here's the problem, right? A lot of the creative, I think, struggles and annoyances from the creative side of stuff, where you see people openly who work for Blizzard and Activision and openly disdain Bobby Kotick. The thing is that We also had COVID, and COVID for any creative has been a nightmare. It's been difficult to create.
Absolutely.
How do you create things efficiently? How do you get things out efficiently as a digital product? It's terrible. It's hard. It's difficult, right?
Yeah.
And there's people fighting. There's people who just want to stay at home all the time now going forward, and it just doesn't work with the rest of the team. There's people that want to go in, and the other people don't feel safe going back in. So everything's all torn apart right now, and it throws that industry for a huge loop. Now, it still makes an assload of money, but it's because people are at home. I'm sure that'll go down once people are traveling everywhere. But we got to do that ahead of time. We're going in Vegas in July. Just so people know.
I don't know. Maybe we do like a pre-recorded thing. Just do like a fun episode.
We'll have to figure that one out.
I guess it depends, huh?
Yeah. Could do it live from the Grand Canyon.
Coming at you live from the Grand Canyon.
Here's a buzzard. And a cactus.
And a cactus.
But yeah, anyways, I'm not speaking on the company itself. We're just speaking to his contract. I don't really give a shit what he makes. I don't care. I'm just gonna I don't really care.
I don't
care.
There's plenty of people that make more money than me. I'm not surprised. It's fine. It's life. Like I don't know. Whatever. Like I don't know, man.
Keep holding that Doge, and maybe you can be Bob Kotick.
That's right.
Probably not, but
probably not.
We'll make some money. We'll make some money with Doge.
Diamond hands, baby.
Diamond
Let's go,
baby. No paper-handed bitch. Anyways, PlayStation State of Play for April 29th. So we gotta look at Subnautica Below Zero will release on May 14th for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. The PS5 version upgrade will be free for those who own the game on PS4. No worries, Polygon. Among Us will be coming to PS4 and PS5 later this year and will launch with an exclusive Ratchet and Clank skin. Highly detailed, I assume.
Well, yeah.
And nearly 15 minutes of gameplay of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart with a deep dive into some of the systems and features was shown. And it's still set to release on June 11th. I'm excited for Rift Apart. I'm going to pick her up.
I actually, so I never played all the way through the Ratchet and Clank 2016 release. So I really, and I've heard it's not very long. I need to go back and just power through it, but I'm really excited for this game, and it looks amazing. I will say I did not watch very much of this at all because I kind of want to go in blind. So I skipped around through it. I saw they had like some cool armor stuff going on and things like that, but I want to go in pretty blind on this game. So I mean, I know tidbits here and there, but
I mean, I didn't. Up until this point, you could have went very blind into it because I'll tell you right now, I was looking on the PlayStation Store, like on the weekend, and I was like, "Hey, I want to see that updates." And I went onto the store. I'm like, "Oh, cool trailer." It was like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay, that's a lot."
We've gotten a few. Hell, I mean, at this point, this week alone, they showed off Rivet, which is awesome. Rivet looks fantastic. And then they now have this like 15-minute gameplay, which again, like I said, I didn't want to watch any of this because I didn't want to see any of it. But
so
my god, yeah, it was minor, and I think we're getting better to the point where our expectations are tempered for these, but half the internet still hasn't gotten that memo that these are pretty small tidbits of information and like focusing on one big game.
Well, we're also close to when they're going to announce big stuff, like closer in June. So who gives a shit?
Yeah, I imagine we're going to have a state of play probably near the end of June after E3 settles down so they can come through and just absolutely like clean.
You think they're going to do it after?
I think so. I think it'll be after. I think they'll do a big one after, and any big announcements they have, I think that's when we'll see them. And that'll be their way of like, hey, we don't need E3, and then just completely blow everything up.
I look into the chat, and I see that Nick says he'll be a guest for the what I could assume to be the Grand Canyon episode. And then he also says come to Michigan. Nick, I'll come to Michigan when they fix their fucking roads, okay? When I know that my car's warranty is not going to be voided driving on the road when I cross the state line.
Also, Michigan's locked down tighter than a fucking chastity belt. So
it is. It is
still, which I mean, fair enough. But
Yeah, y'all got to get your shit figured out. It's kind of weird.
Right.
I mean, the corn-fed boys over here are the ones that are getting her figured out. And I don't know.
Maybe. Or just ignoring
Maybe.
everything.
We just don't know. We just don't know yet. Maybe that's the case. I have no idea.
So there was a big Monster Hunter digital event this week,
Heck
which
yeah.
was kind of cool. They first off, they showed off Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, which I'm actually kind of excited for this game. I think it looks neat, and it's kind of still in that Monster Hunter universe.
Well, you're the Monster Hunter guy.
I don't know if I'd go that far. But
Yeah, you're the guy.
Out of us two, yes.
You're the guy.
I'm the guy. I'm not the guy.
Oh, shit.
So this trailer showed off some more of the plot and kind of some of the various different systems and things going on within the game. They showed off the deluxe version of the game, which includes, obviously, the base game, a Quan coat outfit for Ina, a Raise Wing Alpha and Beta armor layer for the player, which you get to create your own player, so it's kind of a broad term there. Adventure Buddies 2 and 3 sticker sets.
Sweet, man.
Buddies.
Nothing more get me revved up.
Dude, Monster Hunter loves their sticker sets.
Hell
Absolutely loves them.
Yep.
A spiky Nurgle hairstyle for the players, Pukey costume, and a Gigante. I have no clue how to say any of the monster names. So sorry. Is it?
No,
I don't think
it's definitely
is.
not. It's definitely just made up.
Yeah. For Navaru, they also showed off some amiibos for Ina, Raisewing Ratha, and Tsukino. A pre-order bonus of a Kumara Maiden outfit, and this will release on July 9th, which I will be picking this up. And I think my kids were actually asking me if they could play Monster Hunter. I said it'd be too hard, so this would be their ticket into kind of getting into that universe and experiencing it. And it looks good, and the first one was received pretty well, so I'll definitely check it out. They also announced a Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Stories 2 crossover event. So if you have some save data from Rise, when you pick up Monster Hunter Stories 2, you will get the Chimera garb in Stories. And if you have some Stories 2 save data on there, when you play Rise, you will also pick up a default Rider layer armor for Rise. So next up, they showed off Monster Hunter Rise Update 2.0. So some major parts of this update. It adds some new monsters. First off, you get Apex Diablos, Apex Rathalos, Teostra, Kushala Deora, and Chameleos. I think I nailed all of those. I'm gonna be real honest.
I think you're doing the best you can living in Indiana.
Especially because you hardly ever hear anybody say these names. It adds some new story elements, such as a hunter rank cap will be raised once the certain conditions have been met. New monsters will intrude on some quests, so some of these Apex and these crazy new monsters will be in worlds they weren't previously. Adds new elements after raising the hunter rank, so new monsters in the village hub quests and in Rampage. New quests, arena quests, and requests. So much quests.
Lots of quests.
New weapon trees, armors, and items. New skills and Rampage skills. Armor upgrade cap will be raised. There will be new decorations that you can make. Layered armor will be available at the Forge. The Buddy Smith will also have layered armor for your Palicos and Palamutes.
Malamutes?
Malamutes? I think it auto-corrected. I don't think it like Palamute.
What the hell's a Malamute? I'm going to Google this while you're doing this.
Okay. Palico and Palamute level cap will be raised to 50, and the default level for those hired from the Buddy Scout will also be raised. Some new system elements. You'll get new guild cards, and you can also change your hunter's appearance from the character select menu using character edit vouchers, which can be bought from the eShop, but you can get one for free within the eShop as well. You're smiling. What'd you find out? What's a Malamute? What you got?
Behold the Alaskan Malamute.
It's a dog.
In all of its glory, baby. The Alaskan Malamute is a large breed of dog that was originally bred for their strength and endurance to haul heavy freight as a sled dog.
Okay, yeah. It's like your Huskies, but more badass.
Thick boy.
Thick boy. Yeah. That makes sense. I knew it was ringing. I knew it was something, but I couldn't think of what it was for some reason. I had
Well, there you go. And you know me, I don't know a fucking thing about dogs.
That is dog. Just like
seriously, it's like, what kind of dog is it? It's brown.
It's a brown dog. And also, this update brings a ton of different bug fixes. There's new paid DLC, which adds some new like hairstyles, face paints, stickers, all the normal Monster Hunter DLC type stuff. And 3.0 is set to go live at the end of May and will include new monsters and a new ending for the game. So, this was not a part of the event, but in other Monster Hunter news, the game has now shipped 6 million units worldwide, surpassing Street Fighter V. Only 300,000 more copies sold, and the game will beat out Street Fighter II for the SNES, and will become the single best-selling platform title on a single platform. I messed that up. Best-selling single platform title in Capcom history, and the game is set to release on PC as well. So I imagine this is probably going to be one of the highest selling games Capcom has ever had. And for good reason. It's fantastic. I love it.
Crazy. A
lot of good stuff here. A lot of good stuff. I'm not even to a level that I can even consider fighting an Apex Diablos or Apex Rathalos. I have a lot of work ahead of me on this, and I need to...
Can you fight a Malamute?
I could probably fight a Malamute. But the way I've been playing it is probably the wrong way, to where I go through and like you unlock you start off with 1-star quests. I went through and did all of them, both in the village hub and the arena hub, or the hub quest and the village quests. And then I started on level 2-star quest, and have been working my way through that. And I think the best way to do it is to actually keep pushing forward so you can get more resources in order to upgrade stuff, and then come back and fight them later once you can upgrade your weapon. Because right now I haven't upgraded anything really in forever, and it's because I need like a certain resource or something like that. So I think I'm doing it wrong. But there's part of me that's like, hey, I'll just knock out all this before I move on to the next part, because that's the way my brain works. And but I mean, overall, this game is seriously fantastic. And as somebody who really enjoyed World, this is just even better. I think this is easily my favorite Monster Hunter game. So big fan. Really happy about this update, and I can't wait to play some like tonight after we're done.
Awesome. Any housekeeping stuff before we wrap this episode up?
I don't have anything. Do you? Do we have any housekeeping stuff right now?
Just another PSA. Go get Horizon Zero Dawn if you haven't got it already, because it's free.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's going to be going away soon, so hit that up. That's about it for me. That's it for you?
That's it for me.
Cool. Guys, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Diggity Podcast. You can find me on PlayStation Network. Not now. PSN. Not to be confused with now. Maple Jeff is my PSN.
And mine is Luscious Brody. I'm also on Xbox at Luscious Brody. And DM me if you want my friend code. I'll give it to you. But
oh my God.
But I'm not just throwing that out there.
Well, it's okay. Even if you throw it out there, people won't enter it. It's too long. Leave us a review, guys. It helps us out a ton. Whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever it is, when you leave us a review, it spreads the word of the show out. And we appreciate that. Thank you so much for listening. And we'll see you next week. Check out our YouTube for new videos like Brody playing a sweet puzzle game about hamsters. It's fantastic. See ya!